I wanted to share a quick story about how we helped my 22-year-old autistic son buy his first home. He's 23 now. He bought it at 22. And how the process was and how we initiated it and started thinking about it's time for him to live on his own. First of all, he has a full-time job, completely can support himself. He has his own car. He's a good saver. And I was thinking, I was like, I know the time is going to come for him to step out on his own. And in order for me to be completely comfortable for him stepping out his own, I didn't want him to rent. I wanted him to purchase, because I didn't want him to worry about rising rents or moving again. I wanted him to be settled. He is the type that likes routine, and he is very organized, and he is very disciplined with his money. So in order for this to happen, I told my son, I set a goal that we will have him in his new home before he turns 23. So I knew where I wanted him to live, and I looked at this location because of the area. I didn't want him to go inside a building. I wanted him to have his own front door. I wanted him to have 2 levels, and I wanted him to have 2 bedrooms. During this process, I was talking to my son, and I was letting him know, this is what we're going to do. Are you ready for this? And he, of course, was saying yes. He's 22. He wants his own space. He has little brothers who bother him, just like a normal, typical little brother would, or little brothers would. But he was ready, and I knew he would do well. I just knew I wasn't worried about the interest rates. I wasn't worried about the price of the home. I mean, I didn't want it to be ridiculous, but I knew if God led us down this road, he would take care of everything else. So I knew the neighborhood I wanted him to live in. I was only looking specifically in one neighborhood. I knew the style of home I wanted for him, and I knew the price I wanted for him to pay, because he saved up his money. He did his own down payment, and he pays his monthly mortgage every month. My husband and I, we just guided him through the process. Beforehand, we made sure he would be ready for this timing. So a house came on the market, way less than what they average sale, but it was an as-is house. I said, this is the only way. Ready or not, this is the only way. We're going to get in this neighborhood. We're going to get this level of home that he could afford. So we went for it. We went for it, and we guided him through the process. I went through everything. I was the one working with him and the lender, making sure he understood everything that was going on. And it was a process that I am so proud of that he went through, but we had to go through it at God's timing. God will lead you. He'll put something in your spirit, and that's when you're like, I move now. I can go now. We couldn't do it when in my timing, because it wouldn't have worked out. It wouldn't have worked out for the place that I wanted him to be. It wouldn't have worked out for the location, the style of home. I wanted him to have it upstairs, downstairs, a 2-bedroom home, 2 baths, and that's exactly what he got. That's exactly what we wanted for him, and that's exactly what he has. The very exact location, and it was all God. God put something in your spirit. It's like, you go now. If you wait, if we would have waited, someone else would have had that house at this great deal. My son has more equity in his house than I do in mine. I knew that he could handle it. The interest rates are going to go down. His income is going to go up. So I was like, this is perfect timing. So it's like we had to move. And today, my son is 23, high functioning autism, and he has his own home that he purchased. And it was all because we were led by God to move, to go after what we needed to go after. Much prayer. I have him reading Proverbs every day so he can get that down in his spirit. And I had him doing that before he moved to his first home, because then when we went for the home, he had faith that God can deliver. And God did. God did. It's an amazing opportunity for him to start at 23 22, he's 23 now, with his own home. I started him out on stock, and I started him out on investing before he even purchased his home. So I don't look at him as he can't do. I look at him, I need to show him now so he can do, and he will do. That's the story I wanted to share. It's amazing that what God lays out in front of you, he will do. What he tells you he's going to do, he will do. So that's my story. Have a good one.